How to become a better footballer in 30 days. The biggest problem that I see amongst young footballers is that they just go round in circles every season, every year, every day. They're just going round in circles and they're not actually making much progress. Yeah, they do a few drills and a few recovery hacks here and there and workouts, and they make a little bit of progress. And that was me personally. I was making a little bit of progress, but they're still kind of going around in circles. They're not taking their game to the next level. They're not getting noticed by scouts and coaches. They're not going abroad. They're not getting opportunities. So this is a full guide on how to become a better footballer in 30 days. And so why listen to me? Well, in October 2021, my football wasn't really going well. I picked up an injury in a warm-up. So, we're warming up for a game in one of the drills and somebody kicked the bottom of my left foot. It was so painful. And it ended up as a bone bruise. And yeah, it was really painful to walk on and play on. Then that following week, we had a tournament. We had a national tournament, and I had this injury. And, I had to play on this injury. I had painkillers. I was doing everything I could. And I was a bench player. And I wasn't used in any of the important games. It was so frustrating. My parents spent money for me to go on this tournament with the team, travel, accommodation, all that stuff. And I was kind of one of the key players, but I wasn't. And then when it came to the tournament, I was just a bench player. I wasn't used in any of the important games. And it was just so frustrating. And then we actually had another tournament a month later, and I again wasn't used for any of the important games. My coach would be playing mind games with me, and God, it was so frustrating. That was probably one of the worst times of my football kind of career, where I picked up an injury, didn't know how to treat it, so I just had painkillers. Then I had to play 2 tournaments with the injury. And, I was a bench player and wasn't used in any of the important games. But in the off-season, in the summer, I discovered a new way to live, recover, and train as a footballer. And I came into the new season, 2022, fresh, sharp, and high in confidence. And I played some of the best football I've ever played. So this was pretty much in a 30-day time frame. I came into the new season ready, amazing, and people noticed it. I came back from training, our first training of the season, and my coach texted me saying, you played really well. I really like that goal you scored. And I was like, oh shit, he's never done that before. So this was cool. So that is why you should listen to me. And if you want more videos like this, I help footballers become a better player on the pitch. So subscribe for more videos like this. They're raw, unedited, full guides. So you can learn from them because they're full of value. So make sure you subscribe. So the stuff that I'm going to suggest may go against what you've been told or have learnt from other trainers, other people, school, parents, coaches. I get that, I'm aware. But if you want change, then you must change. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting different results. Insanity. That is stupid, that is dumb. It's just like banging your head against a wall and expecting the wall to break, it doesn't work like that. You've got to change something if you want change. If you don't want change in your football career and you just want to stay at the same level, then just keep doing what you're doing. That's all good. But I know most of you watching want change, want to go to a higher level and want to play abroad and play for pro academies and pro teams. So you've got to change. You've got to change what you're doing. And that is what I did. And again, how can you expect to be the 1% when you copy what the 99% of footballers are doing? Only so many people make it pro. We're talking 0.0001% or whatever. There's a crazy statistic. There's not much window opportunity. So you can't be copying what everyone else is doing and expect to become that 1%. You've got to do something different. All right, so make sure you watch this whole video because I'm going to give you so many hacks and value to level up your football game. All right, first one is get outside more. Go outside. This is real life. Nature never lies. Too many of you guys go to train, then you come back home and just sit on FIFA the whole afternoon and evening. That was me. That was me. I would go train for like 2-3 hours. That's cool. And then I'd spend the rest of my day inside on the iPad playing FIFA, or on the Xbox playing FIFA, Call of Duty. Like, that is literally what I'd do. I'd never go outside when I was a kid. When I was a teenager, I would just be inside, like, just being an indoors kind of kid, on TikTok and stuff like that. So I want you to go outside and absorb the sun. No sunscreen or sunglasses. Let the sun hit your skin and your eyes. It's amazing for you. Trust me, when I started doing this, I just instantly felt so much better. I was reading outside more. I was just lying outside. It was absolutely amazing. This is probably like the most important thing I can say to anyone. And I know most of you are going to say, oh, but it's not sunny outside, it's all cloudy, it's rainy all the time. Where I live, there's no sun. Well, I can tell you that there is sun. You just can't see it. It's just behind the clouds. When you go up in an airplane, you're above the clouds, you can see the sun. It's clear there. So the sun is still there. If it wasn't, then it'd be dark 24/7. All right, so the sun is there. So just go outside regardless. Go for long walks. Even if it's cold, just put on some more jackets and go for a long walk. Explore what nature has to offer. Go up in the hills. Go to the beach. Go to the rivers. Whatever. Just explore what nature has to offer and sit outside and just relax. When you're recovering from your football session or whatever you're doing, just sit outside and recover, read. You can use your phone, it's fine, but just be outside and absorb the sun. It's amazing for you. Don't be stuck inside all day playing FIFA, because you'll burn out your brain and it just gets boring, because I've been there, all right? Next, walk barefoot. This is an absolute cheat code for footballers who want to recover quicker. And I started doing this and it just feels amazing as well. Like, it reduces stress in the body, it reduces inflammation, helps you sleep better, aligns your circadian rhythm, which is basically your internal clock, which allows you to release different hormones at certain times of the day. So go for long barefoot walks in nature. No socks. I know some of you are going to be like, oh, can I play barefoot with my socks on, or can I go for a walk in socks? No, take the fucking socks off and just go for a barefoot walk in nature. Go to the beach, go up the hills, as I said, go in the forest, go just around your local park. Just get your feet onto the natural ground. You'll receive free electrons from the Earth's surface when you do this, which is good because you get more energy, and as I said, it reduces inflammation and reduces stress. And as it says here, it will help with your sleep and recovery. So important as a footballer. Not enough footballers are doing this. Walking barefoot, being barefoot. When you combine this with being out in the sun, that is just an absolute cheat code for recovery. These are honestly the 2 steps I took to transform my football and my body, was simply just going outside more and walking barefoot. Right, next, eat more real food. Too many guys are eating junk. You're doing the protein shakes, you're eating seed oils, refined sugar, and you think it's all healthy. Yeah, it's not. All right, real food is meat, eggs, raw dairy, and fruit. All right, stuff that has 1 or 2 ingredients. Okay, cut out the processed junk. I was eating all this kind of gluten-free bread. I was eating doing oatmeal, almond milk, oat milk, all this stuff. What else was I doing? Vegetables. And you're probably thinking, vegetables are 1 ingredient, but it's that you can't actually digest vegetables properly. You can't actually digest oats properly. You can't digest nuts properly. The stuff that you can actually digest is animal-based foods, meat, eggs, raw dairy, and you can also digest fruit properly. All right, so cut out the processed junk. Avoid seed oils and refined sugar, because this causes inflammation in the body, which you don't want, you don't need as a footballer. Unnecessary inflammation. And stop the protein shakes as well. I did protein shakes. I even had the organic vegan ones and all that stuff. It's bullshit, because your body can't actually digest and utilize powders and supplements. All right. Real protein comes from meat, eggs, and raw dairy, as I've said. Okay, so you need to eat more real food. This is what I started doing. I cut out the crappy kind of muesli bars I was having. What else was I having? Crackers, biscuits. I was having wraps and stuff like that. I was having lots of bread. But when I cut that out and started having like eggs for breakfast and more red meat, I felt much better in my body and my performance and my mind. All right, so you need to make sure you eat more real food, cut out the processed junk, but don't stress about food. Like if you have something bad, don't worry about it. You know, it's all about this 30-day transformation is about becoming more clear in the mind and more relaxed, so you can actually get into the flow state, which enables you to play better. But like 80-90% of the time, just eat real food. You'll feel much better, less brain fog, and less kind of like, you know, just better mental clarity, which is so important as a footballer. Too many footballers' minds are just absolutely fucked from like FIFA, porn, video games, you know, TikTok and all that stuff, and just bad food. So by eating real food, you'll feel much better energy-wise. Right, start training the feet. This is your root. This is your first connection to the ground. You know, what do you run on? What do you kick the ball with? What do you walk on? What do you jump with? It's your feet. That's the first connection to the ground. And too many footballers are self-sabotaging themselves and destroying their natural foot function by wearing modern-day shoes, which are cushioned and have a raised arch and heel and kind of narrow your toes. These are your toes. This is what happens when you're barefoot. This is what happens when you keep wearing shoes. They crunch up like that. As you can see here, Mbappe, he's got his tendons prominent. He also has elite ankle stiffness if you watch him run. And he has the ATT popping up, as you can slightly see there. That is elite foot function. This is when he was at the World Cup 2018. He was like 18, 19 years old. You know, that is elite foot function, and that's a sign of elite athleticism. It's about applying fascial tension and building up your connections. You know, your connections start from your feet, and once you apply fascial tension and get better fascial fitness, it goes up from your feet to your hamstrings, your glutes, and then eventually to your abs. So you have a whole body web, head to toe. And once that's all connected properly, then you feel much better on the pitch, you glide easier, and you're just a better athlete in general. You have a better touch, and you just feel more fluid on the pitch, which is what we all kind of want. Most footballers feel kind of bulky, robotic, and just kind of, you know, clumsy. I was like that as well. Then I started training the feet and realizing about fascia and learning about it. And then I started training it, and I felt so much more fluid and confident in my ability. It was absolutely amazing. So you need to start training the feet, and this is an exercise you can do, toe retractions. So you can use a towel or not, it doesn't really matter. But the main point is that you're retracting the toes. The heel is slightly lifted, as you can see, and you're applying fascial tension, and you're pushing onto the ball of your foot behind the second toe, so you can apply fascial tension. Go for 50 reps each foot. The aim is to feel your glutes and abs. As you can see, just retracting the toes there. Again, you don't need a towel, but for beginners, it's good to use a towel just to kind of know that you're doing it properly. But yeah, just retract the toes, apply fascial tension, which is basically just squeezing the arch, and your tendons should pop up. Okay? Right, next one. Play different sports. Like, all top athletes grew up playing different sports. All right? You know, the big mistake I made growing up is that I just played football, which is obviously cool because I want to be a footballer, duh. But like, you know, I didn't play other sports. I didn't expand my movement vocabulary. You know, I like playing tennis, but I played it here and there. I used to play golf, but I stopped kind of playing. I like playing cricket. I like running. I like just doing, I don't know, hurdles or something like that, basketball. You know, I'm actually quite a good sportsman, but I didn't play enough like different sports when I was growing up. So important on your rest days, you go out and play different sports. Go see what you actually like. And this helps expand your movement and vocabulary, which ultimately improves your athleticism. You know, all top athletes grew up playing different sports. You know, tennis players play football, footballers play tennis, some footballers play basketball, basketballers play football as well. So it's all like vice versa. Okay, so push your limits, have fun, enjoy yourself. I started playing more tennis, so I just got a tennis racket and I just like hit it against the wall. over and over again. That's what I did. So yeah, just play different sports, have fun, and just push your limits. And you realize when you're playing like whatever sport you're playing, you realize how like fun football is. That's why you're chosen sport. Some people just grind out football and just lose their love for the game. But when you go play a different sport, you realize how fun football actually is, because that's your chosen sport. I don't know, just something to think about. So use your off days to go out and play different sports. So important as a footballer. Not enough footballers are doing this. They're just grinding out football. And that was me, which is cool. But you need to expand. You need to have fun. Play sports with your friends and all that stuff. Right. Play football barefoot. So this awakens a lot of dormant proprioceptors in the feet and the body, which like proprioceptor is like basically like an information to your brain. So a lot of you guys have dormant ones, just dead. So that's why you don't have that mind to foot connection when it comes to the football pitch, the mind to body connection. It's because your body is just literally, you have no connection throughout your whole body. It's like energy. All right. So when you start playing football barefoot, you'll get a better connection with the ball. And this is what I found out. Like, I started doing barefoot juggling. I'd never done barefoot juggling in my life. And then I started doing it that summer. And oh my gosh, it just felt amazing. I just felt like prime Neymar, like Brazilian Neymar. I felt like him when I was dribbling around. Doing barefoot. I was juggling barefoot. I was doing all these tricks. I could do like around the world so much smoother. It was amazing. I started doing ball and wall work barefoot, and my touch was amazing. I could never do like one touch wall juggling, and then I started doing barefoot one touch wall juggling, and oh my gosh, I could do it for hours, like hours. Like it was so cool. So just play football barefoot for at least 10 minutes a day. This will improve your connection and just your overall skills on the ball. So important, and so many footballers do this just naturally because it just feels good. And a lot of footballers grew up playing barefoot because they didn't have enough money to afford football boots and all the nicest gear and all that. They just had to play barefoot, and little did they know that actually probably helped them become the player who they are today. For example, Ronaldinho, his dad didn't have enough money to buy football boots, so he just had to play barefoot. And look at the player he became. Very skillful on the ball. So highly recommend you play football barefoot. Just go to the pitch. Better if you're grounding, obviously, on grass or concrete or whatever. Just play football barefoot. It feels amazing. And then you can put your boots on and then you do the exact same thing. And you find that your skills and your touch is much smoother and just cleaner and sharper. Right. Optimize your sleep. Quality over quantity. So many footballers think, oh yeah, I'm going to play FIFA till midnight and then I'll go get my 8 hours of sleep and wake up at 8 a.m. But that's not how it works. It's all about your circadian rhythm. You see, from 10 p.m. to midnight, your body releases some very important growth hormones during that 2-hour time frame. So if you're playing FIFA or whatever you're doing at that time, your body doesn't have the chance to release those good hormones. So how you expect it to grow, how you expect to recover, and how you expect to be better when you're staying up till this time and then thinking that you're getting your 8 hours, but in reality, you're not. All right? So you need to optimize your sleep. Get to bed by 10 p.m. This is what I started doing. Even when I was in the UK playing academy football, I was going to bed every night at 9 p.m. sharp. 9 p.m. sharp, and I'll be waking up at 7 a.m. and I felt amazing every single day. All right, block artificial blue light after sunset. Wear blue light blocking glasses. This helps block out the lights. So because thing is, these blue lights, from the devices, the phone, overhead lights, all that stuff, is basically signaling to your brain that it's midday. So if it's 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., the sun's gone down, it's pitch black outside, and you're exposing your eyes to this light, how are you expected to sleep well? You're basically telling your brain that it's midday. Like that, you just can't sleep well. So get yourself a pair of blue light blocking glasses. and eat dinner 3 to 4 hours before bed. So important. If you're eating late, then your body is literally trying to digest your food whilst you're sleeping. Okay, so you need to eat dinner 3 to 4 hours before bed, and meditate and calm your mind. Too many footballers are overthinking about their performance last weekend, overthinking about training last night. All right, just meditate, lie on your bed, on your back, and just breathe in and out through your nose and relax the body, relax the legs, relax the torso, relax your mind, and then drift off to bed. All right, and stay consistent. You can't just go to bed at 10 p.m. and then wake up at whatever time, 6 a.m. and then the next night you start going to bed at midnight and then wake up at 9 a.m. Like that doesn't work. You got to be consistent. We're talking like 30 days straight, more than that. Okay, you got to align your circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock. Okay, right. Explore the world. You see, like when we're in this like football grind, we want to go pro. Yeah, I've got to work as hard as I can. You forget about like real life, and you forget about the real world. All right, so many guys just like train, and then you get back home, play FIFA, and then do nothing for the rest of the day. The problem with that is that your mind is still constantly on football, and I know that from past experience. I'd train like 3-4 hours, get back home, and I'll be still thinking about football that whole like afternoon and evening. We're talking like 6-8 hours of just thinking about football and my performance, and this did not help at all. So I want you to take your mind off football for once. I know it's difficult, but you got to, because this will help your performance in the long run and in the short run. So go on more adventures in the real world. Go explore your city, go explore your town, go explore nature, go find some real friends that you actually enjoy, have a laugh, smile, go do some new things, go do some bowling or something, go play mini golf, go to the cinemas, I don't care. Just do something different, go on some dates, I don't care. Just explore the real world and have an adventure, because this is what life's about. And I tell you so much that I know football to you guys is life or death, and I thought it was too, but trust me, it is not. There is more to life than football. There's family, there's friends, there's adventures, there's nature, there's the real world, and there's actually doing real things, okay? All right, do new things, experience new things, and you'll find when you get back to the football pitch, you turn into like football mode, and then you play so well, and then once football training's finished or the game's finished, you switch back into life mode, and life mode is where you're just exploring, pushing your limits, having fun, maybe working on a new side hustle or working on a new skill, you're working on a business, for example. And then when it gets back to football, you turn back into football mode. This is how it should be. Football mode is not 24/7. I used to overthink about football all the time. I'd analyze about my performance. I'd analyze what my coach was saying. All this stuff, it did not help at all. All right, my mind was on football mode 24/7. So you gotta switch off from football mode and go into life mode. And life mode is good because it helps you experience the real world. Not many people talk about this. All these influencers, they talk about play football, train, which is good, of course, but the problem is, too many footballers are just focusing on football mode, football too much, 24/7. And then when it comes to games, they're overthinking everything because they've been thinking all these different thoughts for the last 24 hours, all right? So explore the real world, go on more adventures, find friends that you enjoy, meet new people, and just do new things, all right? Right. One of the things I did back in 2022, over that 30-day period, was that I did a dopamine detox. So a dopamine detox is basically you need to delete or just detox from video games, social media, Netflix, porn, and degenerate music. So that means literally getting your phone right now and deleting Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff. Unless, actually, don't delete it, just keep following me, but just what you need to do is unfollow anyone who isn't providing you any value. So that can mean influencers, that can mean celebrities, that can mean high school friends that you haven't seen in 5 years, anyone, all right? You just got to unfollow them, because what you're doing is you're cluttering your mind with all this junk. So you can't even think clearly when it comes to the football pitch. When I did this, I felt more in tune with my body and felt more at peace. I wasn't missing out. I didn't feel like I was missing out or anything. I just felt more in tune. So, unfollow anyone who isn't providing you any value, or just completely delete social media, Netflix, porn. Stop listening to degenerate music. The music that you guys are listening to is really just, bugging up your mind. They're talking about girls, alcohol, drugs, suicide, all this stuff, which is deep stuff, and, not best stuff. Talking about it in a way that is just degenerate and filling your mind with all these kind of random ass lyrics. I want you to listen to more upbeat music, more happy kind of dance style music that you can actually kind of vibe to. All right. Detox from the video games and all that. You can come back to them. I don't care, but just detox from it for just a week, 30 days. All right. Same with social media. You guys, when you sit down and you scroll on your phone on TikTok and Instagram, I know you're scrolling for about 10 plus minutes, and in those 10 minutes, you're probably seeing about 50 to 100 videos. That's a lot of videos, okay? So you need to detox from social media. You just need to declutter your mind, all right? And when it comes to like social media and stuff like that, I get 100, 200 DMs a day on my accounts. The amount of them which are just like a photo of Ronaldo or some random username just shows to me that they're not really a serious person, in my opinion. So you need to present yourself properly. Fix up your profile. Get a proper profile picture of you playing football, you in real life, okay? Look like a professional, not just some Ronaldo photo, I don't know, some Messi photo, some cringy just photo. Get rid of that stuff. It looks unprofessional, makes you look like a kid. And I'm sure most of you watching are probably young people, which is fine, but I'm sure you don't want to be treated as a kid. But when you're presenting yourself on social media as a kid and posting random stuff and having a profile picture of Ronaldo and random shit, like my first impressions are so important in football. When you turn up would you turn up to a trial like wearing all this random stuff, looking really clueless, having dirty boots, weird hairstyle? Would you turn up to a trial like that? A pro trial? If I got you a pro trial at Man City tomorrow, would you turn up like a homeless guy? Okay? This is exactly the same when it comes to Instagram and TikTok. You need to present yourself properly, okay? When you turn up in my DMs and asking for help, I need help with speed, I need help with this. I look at your profile. I do. I look at your profile and see actually how you actually present yourself. And if you present yourself cheap and crap, I don't take you seriously. That's honestly like what I do. All right. So, dopamine detox from the social media, the video games, the music, the Netflix, the porn. Declutter your mind. Get out into nature. Then, when you get back to social media, fix up your profile, present yourself properly. Okay. Right. And play lots of football. Like, if you want to get better at something, then just do more of it. Like, some of you guys want to be footballers, but you're not playing enough football. Like, where's the logic behind that? If I wanted to become a better Fortnite player, or I want to become a better guitar player, then I will play more guitar and I will play more Fortnite. That is literally the cheat code to everything. Play lots of football. Alright, all the other hacks will help you, of course. But if you're not playing football, then what's the point? Some of you guys are only like training, I don't know, even 1 hour every 2 days, 2 hours every, week by yourself. And I'm not saying overtrain. There is a thing called overtraining, okay? And you've got to be smart with how you train. But you just need to play more football. That's all it is. Extra 1 or 2 hours a day, okay? It's not a grind. If football becomes a grind for you and it's not fun anymore, then you need to really rethink your purpose and your dreams. Because if it becomes a grind, then it's obviously not for you, okay? And that is actually what it was coming for me when I was doing cone drills and all these random drills. It was becoming a grind, I gotta go train. Last night, for example, I went to the pitch with all my footballs and I just did dribbling and shooting, and oh my gosh, it just felt amazing. It brought me back that nostalgia feeling when I was a kid and I'd just play in my backyard or at the local pitch, shooting for like 3 hours. And that's what I did last night for like an hour or two. It was amazing. As soon as I started doing all these random drills such as cone drills, ball mastery, agility ladders, hurdles, fucking poles, all this stuff, mannequins, I started doing all this stuff and it became a grind. I didn't really enjoy it. I was just doing it because football was my dream. Alright? So you need to play more football, but you need to play the right football. So we're talking small-sided games, futsal, indoor, 5v5, 3v3, ball and wall work, find a wall. I know most of you are going to comment saying, oh, I can't find a wall. I don't have any walls near me. Just make do with something. Turn a bench on its side and kick against that. That's all you need. Make something. Make something out of wood. It's that easy. Okay? Stop making excuses. Some people have better walls than others. It doesn't matter. You just got to find something. Alright? Shooting, dribbling, passing. Go to the pitch and practice your shooting and your dribbling. You don't need any cones or any special equipment. Just you and the ball. And a goal. Easy. Passing. Go practice your passing with people, your mate, your partner, your dad, whoever. Doesn't matter. Okay? Pass it against a wall. Juggling. Juggle the ball. If you can't juggle the ball as a footballer, then you're not going to make it. That's all I can say. You need to know how to juggle the ball. If you can't do that, then like you need to go back to level 1. All right? I'm sure most of you know how to juggle, but you need to practice your juggling. Okay? And rondos. Probably one of the best drills. You can practice everything apart from like shooting and what's it called? Crossing. Okay? Rondos is basically like a 4v2. It's like picking the middle, 5v2. So important that you do these, alright? And of course, you're playing the real game, which is 11v11, alright? You need to play more of those. If you can play like Saturday League and Sunday League, or whatever. If you can play midweek games, if you can. Social, competitive, it does not matter. Just play more football. That's all it is to it, okay? If you want to get better at something, then you've got to do more of it. That's all it is to it. Okay? As I said, if I want to become a better Fortnite player, and I used to play Fortnite, if I wanted to become better, I'll just play more Fortnite. You just got to practice more. Too many of you guys are looking for hacks, tips. Can I have some free tips? My free tip to you is just play more football. Okay? Right. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. 10 ways on how you can become a better footballer in 30 days, just like I did back in the summer of 2022. And after that, I've been playing some of the best football I've ever played. Football is actually fun now. I actually enjoy it, and I actually get better by playing more football. That's like the goal. But anyway, if you want more one-on-one coaching and training from me, then join the Natural Freedom Hub, link in the description. This is what it looks like inside. You have a classroom section and a community where you can ask any question you want, and I'll reply with videos like this. Not this long, but like 3 or 5 minutes long. I'll reply with a video. You have a classroom section, as you can see there. And this is where I have all my courses, all my knowledge into one area for you. All right. And I've got exercises in there to help build your athleticism. You saw those toe retractions. I've got more exercises to help build your fascia and help you move in spirals as well. So that is the Natural Freedom Hub. As you see, we've got a guy here. He was a bench player, and now he's getting noticed by Man City scouts in Czech Republic. We've got Jack here. His mindset has improved massively. Josh, just loving it in the community. Not just health, not just like football, but health as well. I cover business as well if you want to start making money as a footballer. And we've got Landon here who had a massive game and he took the winning penalty for his team. All right, so join the Natural Freedom Hub. It's as cheap as you can get it. Link in the description. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.